Hey everybody, welcome to another one of rcFoamFighters cool tool reviews. I decided that since this month I'm going to be cutting out all the EPP pieces for this month's free giveaway, that I might as well go ahead and do a tool review on our Proxxon tabletop hot wire cutter. Paul and I got this a little while ago and it's proven to be a really good tool. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the cool features this hot wire cutter has. Both Paul and I really liked the original tabletop hot wire cutter that we had, but when we saw all the features this one has, we couldn't resist but get it. It comes with a spool of wire of about 100 feet. We've only actually had to change the wire out maybe 2 or 3 times since we've had it, so that wire will probably last quite a long time. Basically, you loosen the knob on the top to release the wire. The nice cool thing about it is there's another knob down here that you use to loosen it that clamps it down inside. So if you loosen this wire, you can slide the new wire down into it and then clamp it down. Once you have it where you want it, it just sits in this groove here and you lock it down at the top with a little bit of tension. You just pull down on the arm to put some tension in it and then lock it. The other cool thing is there's another knob on the back here that you can loosen. You actually have to loosen both of them, and this will allow you to change the angle of the wire. You can slide the arm out as the wire rolls out and it stays in a nice little groove over here, and once you get the angle that you want, you lock it in on both knobs and it holds it there. So you can do angle cuts with this hot wire cutter. On top of that, the other things that we liked about it is it does have a fence, and then the fence has a gauge on here. You can loosen it and change the angles on the gate, so you can set it at whatever angle you want, and the center knob locks it in place so it won't slide on the table. You can measure out how far you want it to go and lock it down. The other thing is there's a second groove in the table where you can use the gate actually to push the foam through. You can set it at whatever angle you want and hold the foam against it and then use it to slide the foam through the wire. Either using a bevel or a 90-degree cut, it'll work. Some of the other cool things about this is it has an adjustable heat range and it's marked with numbers on the dial, and over on this side there's a graph that tells you the thicknesses of foam that you can cut on which number you set the dial at, which I thought was really cool. And it ranges all the way from 2mm all the way up to 140mm thick that you can cut. That's pretty good. We've used this on quite a few of our builds now, and it's helped really cut down on the time it takes to make all the angle cuts and bevel cuts. We're going to go ahead and show you how I use it to cut out some of the pieces for the kit that we're giving away at the end of the month. So let's go ahead and check that out. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at how easy it is to cut out and bevel some fuselage pieces using the fence. First, what I do is I set up the fence to the width of whatever the fuselage is. In this case it's 3 inches. So let's go ahead and cut out some strips of 3-inch EPP foam. Okay guys, I've got the dial set pretty close to where it says on here. I usually like to go a little bit hotter. I got mine set at about 4 to cut this 15mm, and turn on the heat and just keep the foam against the fence and flat on the table and slide it through the hot wire, and it should give you a nice straight cut. And if it's cutting too slow, you can turn the heat up a little bit, or if it's going too fast, you can turn it down. That's one thing nice about this hot wire is it does have an adjustable heat range. Okay, when you get to the other end, you should just be able to snap the 2 pieces apart and turn off the hot wire, and then double check your measurement and make sure it came out to the width that you set it at. This hot wire also cuts really good freehand. And just follow the line as best you can. Okay, and I left a small piece on the back because I wanted to show you how to use the fence to push it through. Alright, now I have the fence set at 90 degrees to the slide, so that way I can make a nice square cut on the end here. And I'm just going to line it up with the line and push it through. Alright, and that gives me a nice straight cut on the end. Now it's time for my favorite feature on this, doing the bevel cuts. Basically you set up the angle of the wire. I want a 45-degree cut, so I'm using this 45-degree angle from a square that I have. Move this over till it touches on there and lock it in. Then you want to set the fence at the depth that you want. I'm cutting a 45-degree angle, and this is all about a ½ inch thick, so I've moved in a ½ inch and locked down the fence. And now we're going to use the fence and the angle to cut the bevel all the way around the fuselage. Okay, remember that now that you've angled the wire, it's a lot longer, so you need to turn the heat up. So I've got mine set at about 5 now. And just rotate the part right before it gets to where the next flat spot is. Just keep going. You can go all the way around the whole piece. Okay, and once you get around, you just peel it off, and you have yourself a nice bevel all the way around. Gotta love it, man. This thing is awesome. Okay, everybody, that pretty much covers all the main features of this Proxxon tabletop hot wire cutter. After using it for the last few months, I would have to give this tabletop hot wire cutter a 5 stars out of 5 stars, just because of the quality of its materials and all of the cool, easy to use features that it has. It really does make building RC planes a lot easier and faster. If you're getting into scratch building, especially foamies, this would definitely be a must-have tool. Definitely one of the coolest things about this tool is its price. It lists for $112.50, but we've seen it as low as $104, including free shipping. I'll be sure to put a link to rcFoamFighters Amazon store in the video sidebar. There you can find more information on the Proxxon tabletop hot wire cutter and all the other tools that we like to use for building our planes. So please be sure to check it out, because there's lots of cool stuff in there. I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching rcFoamFighters.